Hello there, welcome to the Football Block. My name is Brandon, and I'm here today to do the Euro 2020 group stage predictions. If that sounds interesting, let's hop right into it.
One step beyond.
So today I'm going to do the Euro 2020 group stage predictions. I'm going to go through each group and then see which teams are going to qualify, the top two teams, and then I'm going to rank all the best third place teams. So as you can see here on my screen, I have the UEFA website, and we're going to do each group. So Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, Group E, and Group F. And then after that, these are all the third place teams. So without further ado, let's get into it with Group A. So as I said in my Euro 2020 prediction video, I think Italy's going to do very well. And this group is relatively easy, so I think that they'll qualify top spot. Now, second place is Turkey, and I do think Turkey would do well. They're sort of a dark horse team. They have a very talented squad. I think that both Italy and Turkey, who will be playing in the opening match, I think that they will qualify pretty comfortably. Now, I think it's a toss-up for third and fourth place, but I think Switzerland will finish third and Wales will finish fourth. Switzerland are kind of an average team. Like, they have a decent defense, decent midfield, but they lack talented striker. Wales, on the other hand, they have their star man Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, but beyond that, it's, kind of a weak team. They did well at Euro 2016, but I don't think Lightning will strike twice. Now on to Group B. This one, I think Belgium will wrap up pretty comfortably, although I do think Denmark will give them a run for their money, but ultimately Belgium have a much more talented squad than Denmark by far. I do think that Belgium will falter a little bit in this tournament. I don't think Roberto Martinez is the best manager to handle a group of players that are this talented. I don't think they'll win the tournament, but I think they'll get through the group stage pretty easily. Now again, the third and fourth spot, kind of a toss. Well, not really actually. I think Russia are far better than Finland. This is Finland's first ever appearance at the Euros. Russia, their squad is nowhere near as good as they were at the 2018 World Cup. Though they do play well together as a team, but they're missing Akinov, Smolov, a lot of talented players. So I don't think that they'll really trouble Denmark or Belgium, but they'll be better than Finland. Now on to Group C. A year ago, this looked like the Netherlands would have just wiped the floor with everyone. But as I said in the overall predictions video, the Netherlands are nowhere near as strong as they were last year, since since Ronald Koeman left to manage Barcelona, and they replaced him with Frank de Boer, who in my opinion is not a very good manager. Saying that, I do think the Netherlands will finish top because the opposition is not that strong. Ukraine are a talented team. They have a lot of young talented players who play in the Ukrainian league. I think that they will finish in second place, and I think Austria will finish third, and North Macedonia will be fourth. Now, North Macedonia, again, they've never played at the Euros before. They have a very weak squad. Basically, they're just the minnows of the group. Austria, like Switzerland, are kind of an average team. They don't have a talented goal scorer, but overall, it's not a bad team. They're just not that great. On to Group D, and I think England will top the group. I don't think England will do as well as most people think. I still think they'll go far, mostly due to individual performances from talented players like, say, Harry Kane or Phil Foden or someone like that. But they should get through the group stage pretty easily. Now, this is a bold prediction, but I think that Scotland will actually finish in second spot. I don't know. This team showed a lot of rigor and a lot of determination to make to this tournament. This is the first time they made it to the Euro since, I believe, 1996. So, yeah, I think they're not a world-class team, but they play together well. And Croatia, I think, will finish third. Now, again, this might be a little bold because Croatia just finished runners-up at the World Cup, but since 2018, this Croatia side has really declined. Like, a lot of the players have retired, like Subasic, Rakitic, Mandzukic have all retired from international duty. Modric is much older, while still a world-class player, is much older. Rebic is very good up top, as well as Kramaric. So it's still a talented squad, but nowhere near as good as they were 3 years ago. So, and Czech Republic, as good as they were in the early 2000s, are nowhere near as good as they are nowhere near as good now. Unfortunately, I think they will finish bottom of the group. Now on to Group E. I think this is, considering how much chaos is going on behind the scenes in Spain, this is probably a very even group. I still think Spain will finish top, but just finish top. That all being said, or as long as they have their current squad, because there's a whole issue with coronavirus going on right now. Exists a possibility that their current squad may have to be sent home, and a backup squad consisting mostly of youth players will have to be called up. If that happens, that'll throw a wrench into everything. But with their current squad, I think they're talented enough to finish top. I do think they'll probably have a disappointing tournament, considering all the chaos that's been going on behind the scenes. And also, as much as I love Lucho Enrique, I don't think he's been able to find a stability, as his team has been very inconsistent. But anyway, second place I think is going to be Poland, and I think this is going to be solely down to Robert Lewandowski. Who else would it be with this Polish team? I mean, it's not a bad team, but Lewandowski is going to have to carry this team if they want to go anywhere. And then similar story with Sweden, although their savior, Zlatan, has been injured and is out of the tournament. Now, Sweden did well at the 2018 World Cup without Zlatan, but that team, again, sort of an average team. They grinded out results, and then this time around, I don't think they'll be able to do as well. And Slovakia, kind of, they made it to the group. They made it past the group stage in 2016, but they were kind of lucky to do so. Not a very strong team. Now on to Group F, and the Group of Death. Possibly the most interesting and most fun to watch group. Hopefully the most fun to watch group at Euro 2020. We have Portugal, France, and Germany, all possible contenders for winning the tournament. And then we have Hungary, who, while not contenders for winning the tournament, do have a good squad. So personally, I think Portugal are going to finish top, because I think they're going to win the whole tournament. Now, I think third and fourth place are going to be a toss-up. I think it's going to come down to the wire for this one. And I actually think that Germany are going to finish over top of France, because Germany, they're going to be playing out of their skins, because this is Jogi Löw's last tournament with this team. So they're going to be playing well. They're going to try to play well. They're going to try and give Jogi Löw a good send-off. France, on the other hand, have arguably the most talented squad in the entire world. But again, I say this all the time. They just don't impress me. They don't play that well together as a team. They have all these talented players, but they just don't mesh together. They often do well in terms of like results. That's usually down to individual performances off of players. And you can't rely on your individuals all the time. Football is a team sport. Yes, they did win the 2018 World Cup, but that was more so because all the other talented teams, all the other big teams, were underperforming as well. So in this tournament, I do think that they'll go far, just because how talented their players are. I don't think they'll win, and I think they'll scrape their way out of the group stage, and then actually by finishing third, they'll probably have an easier path to the semifinals. But yeah, I think that they'll finish third in this group, but it'll be down to third. They won't be like, losing tons of games. It'll just be probably lots of draws, high scoring draws, things like that. And unfortunately, Hungary will finish fourth. I mean, they don't have Szoboszlai due to injury. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's their best player. So unfortunately, they definitely are the minnows of the group, but who knows? Maybe there'll be a miracle. Who knows? Now on to the 4 best third place teams. So I'm going to choose these teams in order, who I think is going to be the best in order. So obviously I think France out of these teams is going to have the best, or the biggest amount of points. After that, I think it's going to be Croatia. And then from there, it's kind of a toss-up. I personally think it's going to be Switzerland, and I think Austria is just going to slip in. Again, Russia and Sweden are nowhere near as good as they were at the World Cup. Switzerland, I think, have a stronger spine to their team, with players like Xhaka, Akanji, Shaqiri, Jan Sommer at the back. Austria, I think they'll just slip in. I don't think they're a very good team. Again, kind of an average team. I think they'll just slip in. But anyway, that's who I have. And then from there onto the knockout stage, I'm not going to do a full tournament thing. I'll do predictions for each stage as each stage happens. So, when the quarterfinal, or when it comes to the round of 16, I'll do predictions for the actual round of 16 instead of just going through a tournament bracket. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That'll be it for today. Let me know who you think is going to win the Euros in the comments below. But again, that will be it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brandon, and this is the Summer Football Fest presented to you by the Football Block. Have a nice night.
One step beyond.